What's happening, sports fans? How you doing? I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Good Friday to you. And Miami quarterback Tua Tagovailoa has been trending on today because of the concussion he suffered last night in the Dolphins' loss to the Bills. We're going to talk about that in this segment. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click that follow button. Again, the Dolphins took a L last night at home to the Bills 31-10, but all the talk has been about Miami star quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, who has had his third concussion in his 5 years in the league. Again, he had one last night in the third quarter. After scrambling for a first down, he would lower his helmet to initiate contact. He would come in contact with Bills safety Damar Hamlin, and then he would fall to the turf and would stay there for a few minutes. And his arm went into what went into what they call fencing. That's a unnatural response, and I think we've all seen that before. So again, he was ruled out of this game, and now the questions have been, what's next? Should he continue his career? Now, he's missed a total of 5 games due to concussions since 2022. The last one was very disturbing. I remember he missed one against my Packers prior to the end of that was in 2023. But the one that he had against the Cincinnati Bengals, I remember they were at home, and he was walking toward the Bengals sideline. Then someone would have to direct him, and I just remember that scene. And he was actually, I think, allowed to come back in that game. And then that's when the NFL kind of changed their concussion protocol system. But again, this is his third concussion in his 5 years in the league. He had one in his senior year at Bama. He came out in 2020. He was a first-round draft pick. And people are, Richard Sherman, All-Pro Richard Sherman, All-Pro Andre Whitworth, who were on the Amazon Prime post-game show. They were all basically saying that they think he should retire. Now, Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel said that he feel like it would be unfair to speak on his career because that is Tua's decision, his career. He said all we are concentrated on now is Tua the human being and making sure health-wise he's going to be okay. So that's been the chatter. Even Dez Bryant, former Cowboys wide receiver, would chime in on X, formerly known as Twitter, and he basically says that he thinks that this is enough, that's it. NFL, go ahead and do the right thing. Tua has had entirely way too many concussions. He just needs to retire for his longevity health concerns. Now, I don't think the NFL what can they? They can't force Tua Tagovailoa into retiring. I get what Dez is saying, but at the end of the day, it's up to Tua himself. Now, Andre Whitworth, who played with the Rams, I think he had something very interesting to say. And this is what that I zoomed in on. He says there's so many injuries we can have surgeries for. There's so many things we can fix. Again, Andre Whitworth said this. He says, but a head trauma and getting knocked out on the field, that's really not much you can ever do about that. You can't go to a doctor and say, hey, fix my brain and the damage I've done to it. And again, that was from former Rams All-Pro offensive lineman and Super Bowl champ Andre Whitworth. And that right there sums it up. I think, again, you have so many injuries in this league, but when you talk about concussions, there's nothing you can't fix that. And if you continuously having them over and over, I think that you really do have to sit back and think about, should you continue playing? Again, I can't sit here and tell Tagovailoa how to do it. This is his man's career. He's been playing football all his life. I did read that at the end of 2022, his mother was really wanting him to retire then, and he actually contemplated it, but he decided to come back. But his third concussion in his 5 years, they've all looked pretty scary. He just signed that 4-year, $212.1 million extension in July. $167 million of that is guaranteed. So if he decides to retire today, the Dolphins would still have to pay him that $167 million, but the rest of it he wouldn't get. And this is why I say NFL players should get as much money as they can. When they're young, because their shelf life, their NFL span, you're talking 3 to 5 years. And again, He's in his 5th year, and he had a great 4th year. He threw for 4,624 yards and 29 touchdowns last year. So that was the reason why the Dolphins thought about they go ahead and gave him that extension, even though he's had some concussion issues. So my thoughts on it, I think he definitely should not make a knee-jerk reaction. I think he should need to get healthy. Obviously, by the way, the Dolphins got 10 days off. They don't play again, I think, until the 29th. They play the Seattle Seahawks. Until that time, Skylar Thompson most likely is going to start, and they do have Tim Boyle on the practice squad. But I think this is a good time for Tua to get healthy, to get better, and really think about what's next for him in his career. But I would say don't make a knee-jerk reaction. A lot of times we make decisions rather when we are in our emotions, and wait till you get out of your emotions and just talk to different people, talk to the doctors, talk with your family, and see what you can, and make your decision based on that. So I'd like to know what you guys think about Tua Tagovailoa and his concussions. Talk to me in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, click that follow button. I'm Kendrick, the sports guy. We will see you on the other side. And on the next report, I am out. Peace.